What's going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome back to the live Q&A or the live mentorship session. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about, what's today's topic? From 40K in debt to over $10 million in profit by 30. Ask me anything. Disclaimer, I am not 30 years old. I'm 28, but I will be 30, I guess, in a year and a half or something like that. And I did make over 10 million in profit. I know that the headline sounds crazy, but the purpose of this video today is to teach you guys about online business and share with you what I've learned through making, a very substantial amount of money in e-commerce and affiliate marketing and all these other business models, and having the ability to do that when I was young, having started out when I was like 21 years old. So I'm here today to answer all of your questions about my story. I'm also going to be sharing, successes, failures. I started my first business on Amazon back when I was 21 years old. It's a quiet Sunday morning. My best friend is visiting me right now, actually. Sorry, I got a bit of a runny nose. Good morning. Good morning, Josue. I'm sipping on a tea. And I have a little nicotine pouch in my mouth. They just banned this in Canada, actually, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. I find it really actually helped my recovery from what happened to me, if you guys are familiar. Good morning. Good morning, Jimmy. Good morning, Twana. But, so, I'm not going to make this like all the other guru videos, like, I made so much money, look at me, blah, 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 by my course. This is all about transparency, and I want to genuinely share with you the things that I've learned. I've succeeded big time in my life, and I've also failed big time. So, I'm here to share it all with you. It all started when I was 20 years old, 21. I had a normal life. And then when I was 21, I was 2 years into school, just studying for the sake of doing a business degree. I was 40K in college debt, so I watched my debt pile up. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Let me see. Is my mic? Yeah. So anyway, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And so at that point, I started to really look at my options, and I realized, okay, there is a way to make money online, but I don't even know where to start. And so that's when my friend started teach. Good morning, Dan. Can you tell me how to control greediness? Yeah, I'll answer that in a sec. That's when my friend introduced me to like the self-development book niche. And at first I thought it was kind of stupid because I was like, oh, well, if getting rich was as easy as reading a book, everybody would be rich. What I didn't realize was that that exact belief is what keeps people poor. Thank you, Vince. Thanks, Vince. So that exact belief is what keeps people poor. Our minds have been programmed. Now, what I'm saying is not like some mindset nonsense. Like, it's true. So you have been brainwashed and programmed your whole life by companies, by the government, by just various. It's not like it's done. I mean, I'm not going to talk about if it's on purpose or not. It's not a conspiracy channel. But the point is, people are programmed to be poor. And if you make just enough money to get by, essentially you become addicted to a 2-week paycheck where, if you think about it, who does the 2-week paycheck benefit, right? The 2-week paycheck only benefits everybody except you. All it does is keep you alive. So what difference is that between, slavery that was abolished in the 18th or 19th century? I don't really see the difference, to be honest, right? Like, it'd be a different story if like it was the 1950s or the 1960s, post World War II boom. If you guys know history, America was on top. It was like the golden age of America. And, people like the economy was booming. And so at the time you could literally get a house for like 60 or 70 grand or even less, probably like 30 grand, right? Now a house in any remotely nice neighborhood is most likely going to be $1 million plus, at least in Canada, right? And so if you look at salaries, they just have not changed much since the 70s, 80s. And so essentially most people, they work 9 to 5 just to get by. And then they have to enrich somebody. So who does it enrich, right? So they enrich basically everybody except themselves. So the system is rigged where if you work a regular 9 to 5 job, your taxes are taken out from you prior to you getting paid. That's not the case if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner. So, a part of your paycheck goes to the government right away. Okay, so the government takes a part of your money. Then you got the bank for, your mortgage, or your landlord if you're renting. I mean, we're becoming a renter nation in America and Canada, and I'm sure in Europe already. And so, okay, you're paying your landlord a third of your income or more. And then, so that's already half of your income wiped away, right? Because you got taxes, you got your rent, and that leaves you money for food, which is just becoming atrociously expensive, and for, gas and stuff like that. So the point is that you're kept on this hamster wheel where you never actually are able to build any kind of cushion for yourself, like any kind of foundation for independence. And the truth is that the reason why the 1% wanted to be the 1% in the first place, it's not that they got there by accident. The reason that the 1% and the top 0.1%, because I don't know what income it takes to get into the top 1%, but I'm talking about people that are rich, right? So like millionaires plus, nobody got there by accident. The reason why they did it is because they realized what I'm saying, and they're like, okay, well, they looked at how do I make money? Like, what's rewarded in the system that we live in, and in the capitalistic system, what's rewarded is building businesses that provide valuable goods and services, and that's what people don't know how to do. So, I realized this when I was younger, when I was 20, 21 years old. As I was reading these books, I'm like, okay, and that's when I stumbled on Amazon. Of course. Me and my friend at the time, we were young, and so still young. But at the time, it was like there were so many opportunities. We tried social media marketing, we tried some other things, and we did Amazon. We took the courses that were available, and they were pretty basic, but you got to work with what you got at the time that you're doing it, right? And we did really well. He succeeded with his first product, and I succeeded with my third. And what happened was, I apologize. What happened was, after I succeeded with my Amazon product, it completely changed my life, not just from the money that I was making from the product. It wasn't the money. It was the fact that what I knew in my heart was actually true. So what I knew deep down in my soul that, what I was telling you guys, like, wow, like working 9 to 5 and stuff is just not the way to go long term. I realized that, wait, I can actually make my own money. And that's when you unlock self-reliance. So self-reliance is the key to being rich for a lifetime, self-reliance. But how do you get there? Well, you obviously need to create an income. And there is no better way, I know this for sure, there's no better way than online business for making a lot of money. There's no better way, period. The problem is which online business do I start and who do I learn it from? Because you're not going to learn it by yourself. You're not going to figure it out. I didn't figure it out myself. Well, I did figure out parts of it out myself, but I took courses. Like when I got into Shopify, I didn't even take a course. I just figured that out myself because I was already doing really well with Amazon. So I did Amazon for the first 2 years, and then I got into Shopify. So, you got to work with what you got. The lesson here is self-reliance is key to a good life. And I'm going to answer these questions. And what else? It's also not, there's like levels to everything. There's levels to everything, right? So for most people, the main level to like get through and get past is how do I get out of, how does a person get out of survival mode? Because most people are in survival mode. If you have a lot of debt and you're stuck working a job to have to pay the debt, you're in this like endless cycle that it's really hard. It's really hard. The more debt you have, the harder it is to get out of. And the only way to really get out of debt is to build a quickly scaled income. So that's what we're talking about today. And that's exactly what I did with online business when I was younger and still today. So for the past 7 years, I started in 2017 and I got into e-commerce. I got into like online courses. I got into Amazon and Shopify and building brands. I still love Amazon. I like Shopify too. I love affiliate marketing, which is what I've been doing as well on the side. So, there's a quote, regardless of if you're religious or not, I'm just quoting this purely for the quote aspect of it, that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, right? It's from the Bible. If you look at rich people, they just get richer automatically. And if you look at poor people, they just get poor. Like, you never in life, you either go up or go down. You don't really, it's really hard. It's much harder to maintain where you're at than to just go up or go down. And so the reason for that is because it's all about your belief, like how you see yourself. It's your self-image, how you see yourself. So for me, when I started making good money with my Amazon product, I was like, okay, this is actually possible. You know, when I made my first sale, up until my first sale on Amazon, when I refreshed my Amazon Sales Central app, and I'm like, you know, up until that point, it was all a theory for me, right? Because I still didn't know if it was even, if I was meant to do it, you know, but I didn't care. I was like, you know what? I don't care if it's going to take me 5 or 10 years. This is the life that I want to live. I want to be free, and I want to have control over my income. I saw the potential. And so once I made my first sale, that's when everything changed for me. And it kept going up and up and up. And literally from going from, like, I'm not making it up, 40K in college debt, which at the time when I was 21 was huge. You know, if I just continued with college and then I got a regular job, it would have taken me years to pay it off, right? Without any savings for myself. So, yeah, I'm going to answer some questions. So first question was, good morning, Dan. Can you tell me how to control greediness? So, I mean, I don't really, you got to give me some context, but greediness, I think, comes from, I'm not a spiritual leader by any means. Who knows in the future? So I can't, you know, take what I say with, I wouldn't say with a grain of salt, but just think for yourself as well. Just consider what I'm saying. It's just the opinion of of an entrepreneur, right? And of somebody who has had a very unique life, a great but very unique life. So how to control greediness? Well, I'm going to assume that you're probably not making the money that you want to be making, and so therefore you're greedy, and so you're trying to save every penny you got, and you're trying to make as much money as possible. That mindset is called, like I said, survival mode, and you got to get out of that if you want to get rich. You got to get out of that. You cannot stay in that. And so the key to getting out of that is working on yourself. That's why books are so good. I know books, nobody wants to read books, but just read a damn book. It's like not that hard. You know, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to be honest with you. Like, if you don't have an in-person or an online mentor, books are the second best thing, right? And so I have my book list somewhere on my YouTube channel. It's all over the place. But books like Think and Grow Rich and Outwitting the Devil. What else? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Grant Cardone actually has some really good books on mindset, which I like a lot. I don't care what people say about him. The guy that got me into all this, actually, and he is responsible for getting the most amount of online entrepreneurs successful nowadays. His name is Ty Lopez. So it's like the Hero My Garage guy from back in the day. He was the one that got me into it, because what opened my eyes was his 67 Steps course, which was like a mindset course, which was amazing. I think everybody on this path should take that course. It's not my course. I don't make any money from promoting it, but I literally like listened to that on my way to work and back. It's like tapes, not tapes, but like, you know, audio files. So I listened to that on my way to work and on my way back, and as I traveled and stuff, and I re-listened to the whole thing, I think 2 times. 67 episodes. So really, it's about, you know, you change your beliefs, and you have to reprogram your mind first. And I'm not just talking about like, you know, I'm not just talking purely law of attraction. I'm talking about like reprogramming your mind, like abandoning all those limiting the beliefs that don't serve you and introducing the beliefs that serve you. And the best way to do that is by reading those self-development books, because they teach you how the rich think. So you need to first start thinking how the rich think, and then the money comes. For all change in life, you cannot change things externally. You have to start from within, and then from within comes, you know, the external thing that you're looking for. So greediness is just, you can only really, I mean, there's a lot of rich, greedy people. I'm not talking about that. I'm going to assume that if you're watching this, you're just on your path. Maybe you're just getting started. Don't confuse greediness with survival mode, you know, and if you do want to succeed, which you do, you got to make sure that you do not stay in this, you know, I want to get rich quick, because many people stay in that and they never get anywhere. You got to change it to, how do I sell something that provides value to a particular market? And you can do that. Like Amazon is one of the ways of doing that. I made my first sale on Amazon yesterday. I have 24 hours of listing my product, but I ran an ad instead of customers finding it via search. That's fine. Good job, Aaron. The first sale is life changing. It is life changing, you know, because once you make that sale, you know that for the rest of your life, you never have to actually depend on somebody else for an income again, right? Even if you stop making sales, you can always, it's a belief change, right? Brother, I thought you disappeared or actually died until I saw YouTube explaining what happened. I'm glad you're back and healthy, excited for the new course. So the new course is already out. Thank you, by the way. Yeah, it's been a journey, but the new course is out. Amazon Pro is out. If you want to learn Amazon and if you want the best of the best, it's here. I'll put the link. It's super affordable. You know, if you're in the Amazon game, there's no excuse not to do it. So here you go. Charlie says, start off by giving back the Ecom Freedom course to the pioneers that made you get to this point. Well, first of all, if you were part of Ecom Freedom, you purchased prior to last year. And so everybody still has access to Ecom Freedom. So I actually created a separate platform for you guys. I shut down Ecom Freedom, then I retired it, and I started Ecom Academy because I wanted to, it was a branding change, and I knew that e-commerce is a whole career, not just a way to start a business. So, you know, you have your course. If you don't have access to it, you should. You got an email invite. And if you want the most updated Amazon course, then you should check out Ecom Acad. It's $297 right now on the launch discount. You know, if you don't want to pay that because you would join in 2021 or whatever, Ecom Freedom, you've had access to it for 3-4 years. So if you're thinking of doing Amazon, you need 3 to 5K. So it's like $297. Like you really got to be penny pinching not to want to pay to get the most updated knowledge. But, you know, I understand if you might think, oh, you know, well, we were promised lifetime access. Well, the truth is that things change in terms of like directions of business and staff. Like my staff from Ecom Freedom, you know, we don't work together anymore, right? We moved on. They didn't share the same vision as me. And Ecom Academy is different. So that's my 2 cents on that. You still have access to your program. And if you want the most up-to-date version, you're welcome to join us. It's like super, super affordable on purpose. Although I will say the old Ecom Freedom course is still great. Like it's not for sale anymore, but it's still really, really good. I mean, I literally made the most in-depth Amazon course out there. It was copied over and over again by many people online. So I'm sure you can even reach success with that as well. What did you do until the age of 21, and what was the one thing that flipped the switch for you? Just normal. I mean, I was going to school, working at the bank, nothing crazy. The one thing that flipped the switch? Just seeing my parents struggle with money. And I knew that they did not bring me to North America for me to go and basically live a mediocre life, making a very mediocre average salary, because it's not going to get me or my family anywhere. That's what flipped the switch for me. Yeah. It just kind of happened. It was a desire in me that I had for a long time. And when you have a desire like that, the universe assists you in that desire. You know, it creates situations for you. It brings people into your life. It brings certain things like books into your life or courses, right? Just like the Ecom Academy, Amazon Pro course. It's not very easy to sell on Amazon without any niche product. Well, that's the whole point. You want to sell a niche product. That's what we teach in Ecom Academy. It's what I teach on my YouTube channel. I've seen Amazon is planning to sell goods straight from manufacturers. Can we sell as middlemen? They already do that. They've been doing that for years. It's called the Amazon Basics brand. They have their own private label brands. But third-party sellers is such a huge part. So that's like people like you or me. They're such a huge part of Amazon that's never going to go away. It's about 60% of Amazon, roughly. So nothing's new. You know, don't fall for the hype and don't fall for the latest YouTube videos. It's just YouTubers trying to get clicks on their videos, trying to clickbait you guys and trying to meddle with your dreams. Goldie says, I bought your Amazon course years ago, but I didn't start because I feel like online business is competitive and far away from me. I wonder if you guys hold a live meetup. I'm from Vancouver. Well, let's unpack this. So the quote, I feel like online business is kind of competitive and far away from me. I mean, you're just denying yourself your future success. That's all that you're doing. 9 to 5 jobs are more competitive. than online business. We don't have any live meetups. I've never done any live meetups. Maybe I'll do it in the future. But consider that. Consider that you are the one stopping your success and you're preventing yourself from putting in the work that could have already made you wealthy by now. Dan, is the course for wholesale or private label? It's for private label. That is the best way for anybody who wants to get into entrepreneurship, anybody who's starting. It is the best way to make money, for sure, to start a real business. Wholesale just requires tens of thousands of dollars at least. It's a completely different business model. It's not a good business model for somebody starting out. I'm just going to, any YouTube videos that you see out there on wholesale, stop watching them, because do you want to spend $100K to get into it? No, right? We want to spend $3, $4, $5K, a reasonable amount to start, and then transform that into a potentially 5-6 figure income or more, which is what I did when I started, right? Some people do 7 figs in their first year, it all depends on you. Other people give up, but that's on them. Thank you, Dan. I get overwhelmed and have anxiety from things in my life while trying to work on my eBay store. Do you recommend the best things that help you with anxiety? So eBay store, why are you doing eBay? I mean, it's 2024. Why are you not on Amazon? Anxiety has a lot of different sources. Most that are not discussed. It's things happening in your body. This is not a health channel, but I'm excited to share health videos. I will say for anxiety, videos and stuff online, they take the wrong approach. They try to get you to look at things in your life as a cause of anxiety, and it's not the case. Anxiety is caused by, all physical symptoms, all mental symptoms, which anxiety falls into that category, are caused by physical problems in your body. So something could be happening in your body, like you might be detoxing metals, or you might be detoxing toxins at that point. That's why it's waves. It comes and goes. You might be having Lyme disease. There's so many things that can cause that. Chronic infections people have, right? So mainstream medicine is not really good at the chronic stuff. So consider those things. If you're interested, I can make videos on this. I was actually planning on doing it in the long term. How much capital required to start FBA? Like as I mentioned in this video, 3-4K US for a private label. And that's realistic. I mean, obviously it can be 2K, it can be, whatever you want, but if you want to actually succeed, 3 to 5K is how much? Welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to be doing a stream at 2 p.m. Eastern, so in an hour on Ecom Academy. So here is the channel. That's my new e-commerce channel, my new e-commerce platform. My whole goal with it is to be the #1 channel with the best e-commerce tutorials out there. Surely it's more. No, it's not more. It's not more. It's not more to start. So this is my Ecom Academy channel. Go and subscribe to it. And you can catch the live that we do there every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. MOQ is at least 1.5K, then you need to spend on marketing. Well, yeah, you just answered your question. So if it's at least 1.5K, right? Amazon Vine is 250. PPC 500 to 1,000. That puts you at 3-4. Like right now, we're launching a product, and it's I'm ordering 3,000 units. So I'm at a different level, obviously, with this, but the unit cost is about $2.10 with shipping, something like that, $2.20. So it's going to be like 8K. But that's because I'm doing 3,000 units. If you're starting out, I do not recommend you do anything more than 1,000 units for sure. What do you think about real estate and where to buy? No, you don't get into real estate unless you have a lot of money already. That's it. It's just not a fast lane way of making money. The best way to get out of survival mode and stop working as an Uber driver, which I think you are, is to scale an online business. You can do that really quick within 6 months to a year and really change your life. You choose a product that's too complex. Well, get into Ecom Academy or watch my product research videos. I have a whole product research module in there that's really, really in depth using AI and stuff. And I show you exactly how I just found my recent product that we're launching, which I'm sure is going to be profitable. Thank you everybody for tuning in. How many viewers do we have? 45? 44. Nice. So we're here answering questions about, I do remember, yes, I have a good memory. Thanks, Aslan. We're here answering questions about how to build a successful online business and how to get wealthy, how to achieve freedom. The best way to do that is through online business by far. Are you actively advertising on Facebook? If so, what's your view on the current strategies and approaches? Actually, yes. My views on Facebook, I have a love-hate relationship with the platform. They're always trying to do funny things, but it's pretty simple. Not much has changed, I would say. Yeah, there's more features, but the features that they keep adding, no real marketer actually uses it. Brother, I'm surprised to see that the strategies for private label success, product differentiation from a previous course are still effective today. Do you see the landscape changing? Well, when you mentioned previous course, that's Ecom Freedom. That was up to date from 2020 to about 2022, 2023. That's why I created Ecom Academy. I spent 8 to 12 months building this new program with a method that is much better, which is the high profit brand method. It's much better to make a high profit margin with your business. Like I'm talking about profit margins of 30, 40, 50%. We're only going for products that have $15 profit per unit or $50 in price or above, period. So that's what we teach in Ecom Academy. I put the link there. I put the link there in the chat. If you still want the launch discount, it's here. If you wait, it's going to be $497, which is like still cheap. So it's not that big of a deal. If it doesn't mean much to you, the difference between $297, $497, you can just wait to join. But at the same time, if you know you want to do Amazon, you should really consider joining and joining our mentorship group and joining our community. And you'll see, as soon as you join, I promise, within a month they're going to be like, I cannot believe I paid $297 for that. So, but anyway, the point of this video is to share my successes and failures. So successes, I believed in myself. A daily battle in the mind of tuning into positive thoughts or negative thoughts. And when obstacles come in, that's where, always being solutions oriented is what really helped me. You got to be solutions oriented. Most people are not solutions oriented. They're like plastic bags that just float in the wind. So if something happens bad, like, oh, well, I'm not meant to be successful. And that's just BS. So we live lives. Our lives are a direct reflection of the stories that we tell ourselves. So if you keep telling yourself a story of how successful you are and going to be, and that is your future 100%, that's what's going to happen. That's it. I'm almost done the new course. It's A+ content. Great job. Awesome. Oh, you're in the new course. Great. Thank you. I really tried. I don't release crap. Courses are what helped me get started on Amazon. And so, when I launched my Ecom Freedom course back in 2017, which was one of the first OG Amazon courses, I knew how to make it good. I knew that I had to make it like the best of the best. And that's what it's been. And it's created most of the successes that you see on YouTube, to be honest. It's created a lot of people on YouTube that make Amazon videos. They took Ecom Freedom. How do you list a branded vintage collectible on Amazon? If they're required, you put the brand name. A branded vintage collectible? Well, you can't. No, if it's branded and you don't own the brand, you can't really list it because you need brand permission from that brand. I don't teach this method at all. What you're saying to list existing brand products, we teach private label and making new brands. That's the best way of creating a 5-6 figure income within 6 to 12 months as a goal. It's realistic. Which platform did you make more money on, Amazon or Shopify? Amazon. But not by, Shopify was still in the millions. To generate over 10 million, it was a combination of the e-commerce, so Amazon and Shopify, the courses that I've sold in my company, so Ecom Freedom, affiliate marketing through that and through my YouTube channel, monetization of my YouTube videos, and a couple other things. How saturated is the marketplace? Not more saturated than it was in 2017, to be honest. It just takes a different approach and a different method, which I figured out and is in Ecom Academy. So you don't need to search anymore. For everybody tuning in, welcome. We're talking about my successes and failures, my journey from 0 to 10 million plus. 10 million is not a number that I pulled out of my butt. It's true. I can pull up Stripe, but better not because of legal things. Let's just say it's there's certain rules with showing earnings and stuff that a lot of people aren't aware about. A lot of marketers aren't aware about. So I'd rather not. But anybody can do the math on the amount of people that joined my course, and even from that alone, you can see, how much money I made there. That's not including my e-commerce, which obviously I've had to master if I made these courses. What is my profit margin on it depends on what. On my new Amazon product, it's going to be 50%, maybe even 60, probably 50 net. So sourcing for $2, I'm selling for 50. What is your opinion on selling jewelry on Amazon, costume or high-end jewelry? I'm kind of confused by the question. I mean, jewelry could be, is it your brand? Is it are you creating a brand? Are you reselling existing jewelry? So how many products do you focus on? Do you have a few different big hitters that you utilize for profits? Yeah, I don't have a portfolio of 20 or 30 products. Yeah. I always only am running a few in terms of e-commerce because you don't want to split your focus too much. So I prefer to be narrow-minded when it comes to business. Have you sold any of your Amazon or Shopify stores? Actually, yes, I have. I sold my Shopify store. And that's something that's, a great thing as well. Like you can work on this for a year or two and then you can sell whatever you've built. So not only are you making profit all that time from your business, but you're also able to cash out at the end if you want to move on or start a new store, and you can just rinse and repeat. That's what entrepreneurs do. They start companies, they sell them, they build them and they sell them after a few years. Welcome everybody joining. Happy Sunday. Thank you guys for being on here today. We're talking about online business success, and I'm answering your questions. I want to talk about my failures. So my failures in life along my journey have been the number one thing where I really failed was being naive in people's intentions. So as you guys, I don't know if you know, but I was really ill for 2 years. Quite recently, actually, between 2020 and 2021 and 2023, I was poisoned by my housekeeper. It's a guy, a dude. He's a psychopath. But at the time, I was too busy with my business to see it. And he was just, classic sociopath, psychopath tendencies. And so, really mentally ill and just disgusting. But a disgusting person. And so the mistake that I made was that I didn't realize people's intentions could be really bad for you, right? And that's why you got to be really careful. So keep your success to yourself. It's not good to share it. Yeah, I have a video on this on my channel on YouTube if you want to check it out. I was poisoned with rat poison and metals, heavy metals and stuff. He was adding it to my food. I know, crazy story. So that's on my YouTube channel. And I almost died. And it was extremely difficult to recover from. But I did. So the lesson from that is to not trust people, or make sure you trust the right people, because in this game, in this world that we live in, we have something called class difference. So there's like the lower class. So that's like, poor people, and there's the higher class. And so this man was a part of, the lower class, obviously. And so people, they don't think that's fair. And so they'll use various tactics to try to take you down. But people are too naive and they think that, oh yeah, like it's fine if I'm a millionaire and there's just all these like super poor people around me. It's like, no, it's not. I personally, this is my personal opinion, I think it's wrong that there's so much inequality in society. I think that's wrong. I don't care what other people say, other entrepreneurs, all you got to do is work hard. It's like, no, people have different situations and people just don't have any compassion. But my point is that you just have to understand the game. So it's like one thing learning the game of money and everything and what we're talking about, but you also have to be aware and not be naive. Having a level of awareness. If I had stopped at that point and just took a breath and, thought really became aware of my situation, I could have probably seen it earlier, Is the guy who poisoned you in jail? On the way. That's okay. I learned so much. It was actually a blessing. It's another thing that I learned. Every single failure is a blessing if you stick through the bad times. All you got to do is push through and stick through the bad times and have faith. and eventually you can turn every failure into a huge success. And I turned it into a big success for myself. Good morning, Dan. Nice to see you. Is there still mentoring going on? I've fallen off track this last month. Yeah. I don't know if you're in Ecom Academy, but if you're in it, then yeah, we do mentoring every week. We have our mentorship calls every Thursday in the group. You can also DM me one-on-one if you want live mentorship from me, from somebody who's made over 10 million in e-commerce and these other business models. So that was one of my failures, just trusting the wrong people, being a little naive, with the success that I've had when I was young. So yeah, being a little naive, but it's okay. It's okay because nobody can ever take away what's inside of you, in your mind, right? Nobody can ever take away your knowledge. Nobody can ever take away your belief, your faith. Nobody can ever take that away. They can take away your health. They can take away everything else, all your material things, but they cannot take away who you are. That's deep. That's deep. Do you order your products on websites like Alibaba, or do you use other sources? So yeah, Alibaba for the Chinese suppliers, but recently I just haven't been using Chinese suppliers, so I don't go through Alibaba. There's other ways, like you go through Google to find suppliers if they're not from China. But yeah, guys, I don't know if it was clear enough, but yeah, the Amazon course is out, Amazon Pro. So, if you know me, if you have watched my videos for a while, you're interested in Amazon, and you want to actually do this, go ahead. It's there. It's super affordable. It's $297 as a launch discount. It launched 22 days ago. So, eventually it's going to be up to $497. So the link is there. You can join us. You can join us in what is going to be the #1 e-commerce hub online, which I'm really excited about. You're here for a reason. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Thank you very much. I'm really grateful for that, to be here and to be sharing this. Would it be more profitable to sell my own brand, which is made high-end or cheap costume jewelry that is already mass-produced? You have to look at every product on a case-by-case basis, and you have to calculate your profit margins that way. So you want to make sure whatever you're selling, the numbers add up. Most sellers, they don't even look at the numbers, which is sad. They just follow, if you're trying to follow free YouTube videos and you're trying to follow random people on YouTube who have been only doing this for a year or two or less, rather than somebody like myself who is an OG in this space, who's been doing it for 7 years, then yeah, you're setting yourself up for confusion and probable failure and lost thousands of dollars, which you want to avoid. And the best way to avoid that is to follow somebody who's reputable. And with the reviews that I've had in this space, with the name that I've built for myself, and for, just based on what I've created in terms of courses and stuff, obviously I would be the right person to follow, many say. Do you invest your money in stocks, Forex, real estate, or mainly just back into business? I mainly just reinvest my money into my business, because all those other things you can't really control. But in the future, I prefer real estate. Yeah. I'm sorry you went through the horrible experience. That's okay. It's okay. People don't get that suffering is a part of the human experience. Suffering is a part of the human experience. Anybody who tries to do bad to you does it to themselves 1,000 times worse. They just don't see it. People don't have an awareness. Whenever you do something bad to somebody, you do it to yourself 100 or 1,000 times worse, because of karma. And so life has a way of punishing people who have bad karma. And, and unfortunately, victims still have to go through suffering, but because of my faith, I was able to push through, and I was able to rebuild, what I've lost, and I had help along the way. What are you doing these days? Still doing Amazon? Yes. Launching an Amazon brand right now with my best friend. We just launched the Ecom Academy, which is my new e-commerce education company. So we have an Amazon course there, Amazon Pro. And it's not just for building a business, but it's just the complete Amazon education. So it shows you how to build a business, but also you can take that skill and become a freelancer or a consultant. So if you're looking for a way into online business, this is it. And otherwise, I'm just chilling, loving life. My best friend, who I'm actually launching an Amazon brand with, he's visiting me right now. He's upstairs. We're working on the Amazon business today, actually. Are you currently doing Amazon FBA? Yes. So yeah, what else do? I play video games, Age of Empires. I rip Age of Empires 4. I like games that require intelligence. So Age of Empires 4, like RTS games. Enlisted is one of my favorite PC games, which is like a World War II. I'm really passionate about World War II, so it's like a World War II FPS, first-person shooter. That's really fun. I should be on the leaderboard of that game. I'm like extremely good at that game. Other games, not so much, but that game I'm extremely good at. So yeah, that's what I do. Welcome, guys. Thank you for watching. How did your tennis racket mirror brand go? I'm not sure what tennis racket mirror brand. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Thank you for tuning in, guys. So the big successes are believing in myself, not wasting time, getting on the path, taking a good course. Courses are the best way of learning what you need to know in a short period of time to gain success. Those are the big successes. Failures have been being a good person. I don't think that's a failure, though. I think it's important to be a good person if you want to. And so I guess, because for me, like I said, there was an attempted murder on me for 2 years with poisoning. And so I just trusted the wrong guy, and I just didn't see it. I couldn't understand. I just didn't see how that was a vulnerability. And so that caused a lot of damage to me. But now I'm actually making more money than before. I'm making more money than before. So it's funny how things go. And I feel better than I did before. Did you sell your Shopify course or it just died down? Well, we just haven't relaunched a new Shopify course because I've been focused on Amazon. Because after my illness, as I recovered, I wanted to get back into business, and so I just focused on Amazon first, which is my bread and butter. It's what I started with, and then we're going to get into Shopify in 2025 because obviously Shopify is an equally important part of e-commerce. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Sunday, everybody. I want to say, listen, times are getting tougher. If you have been watching my videos, just start today. Just get on the path, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Shopify, whether it's affiliate marketing. It's all possible for you. You just got to keep telling yourself that every single day. I have a free Amazon crash course, which I'm going to put in the chat. So if you want to start for free today, here it is. That's it right there. I guess I got to put an HTTPS in front of it. That's it. That's the crash course. I got a paid Amazon course, which is super affordable. If you want the complete package, if you want mentorship, here it is. And then I have a free How to Make Your First $10,000 online course. The 10K Freedom course is what I call it. And that is launched. So that's here. And that will tell you where the best business for you to start. That's on freedom.co. So let me see. I think it should be working. Maybe not yet. Oh, that link's not working yet. Okay, well, that link's going to work in the next few days. I just have to finalize it. So that's the free 10K course. Don't tell me that it's not working. I know it's not working. It's going to work by the 25th of September. I just have to connect the domains and stuff. But that's for like all the other online businesses. So yeah, guys. I'm going to go and do our live in 30 minutes on Ecom Academy. So that's my new e-commerce channel. So on this channel, I'm going to be posting all online business videos and like my personal life, and kind of like the best wealth lessons and my thoughts that I'm learning and things like that. And then on Ecom Academy, that's where I'm posting all the best Amazon tutorials and then in the future Shopify tutorials. So the link for Ecom Academy is right here. For the Ecom Academy YouTube channel. So tune in. That's where I'm going to do. So today, I think the topic is how to choose your first profitable Amazon FBA product. So we're going to dive deep into that at 2 p.m. Eastern. So 11 a.m. Pacific. That's in 30 minutes. So guys, stop waiting. Start on the path. Start rewiring your mind to that of success. You know, the only person stopping you is you. And if you're watching this, it's not by chance. It's because you are probably meant to be successful, but you just need to put in the work. So, you know, if you take this seriously, it can really change your life really quickly, really quickly. Jill asked, how did I detoxify my body from this poison? I have a whole video on my YouTube channel. It's a 4-hour video of how it all happened and what I did. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Happy Sunday. Be well, be free. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Ecom Academy. And for those of you joining Amazon Pro, in Amazon Pro, we're doing intensive mentorship there. And thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm really grateful to be doing this with you guys. And I'm really grateful.